Okay, so I like to be as cheap as possible, and everybody on YouTube seems to want you to buy some sort of a SSD to USB adapter to flash Hive OS on your mining rigs, and that's totally unnecessary. So I'm going to see if I can show you how to do this. So the first thing you're going to do is open up a browser. And so what I like to do, I just dox myself? No. So we're going to search for Linux Mint, and we're going to go to the download links for Linux Mint. And it doesn't really matter too much which one you get. I like the Cinnamon edition, so you just click on download. And I usually use a torrent to get it, as it's faster. So you download the torrent file, and then you open the torrent file in your torrent program. And sorry, I have two displays. It comes up on the other display. So it's going to look like this, and you're going to hit OK to start downloading the torrent file. And then you'll see this screen. Okay, so you can see it's going, we're at 30%. It's going pretty fast because torrenting downloads it from a bunch of different people. And then I'm on Windows right now. I usually do this from Linux. So you will also want to make sure you download Balena Etcher. You can just Google Balena Etcher. I'll see if I can remember to put a link down in the description and install that. And that will make it so you can take this Linux Mint image file and burn it to a USB stick, which you're going to use to boot your mining rig off of. And then we'll go from there. So this is just about downloaded. Great. So now we'll minimize all this stuff, and we'll go over to the start menu and start Balena Etcher, which is, I've already installed it. So what you want to do is flash from file, and it's going to be, actually that's on my network share, but if I go to, I think, downloads, we will see Linux Mint here, 21 Cinnamon, and you open it, and then you need to put a USB stick in the computer because that's what you're going to want to flash it to, and I think this one's okay. Let's see what's on it. Try to make sure you put your USB stick in a fast port if you can. So now we're going to select the target, and you want to make sure, I have a USB hard drive hooked up here for extra storage because I have a really small PC, but my flash disk is this 32 gigabyte one, and I think it can be as small as 8 or 16. So you just check that and then select it and then click on flash, and then it's going to put the Linux Mint ISO that you downloaded onto the flash drive, and then you can stick it in your mining rig and boot off of that. So once you do that, you'll be running off of the USB stick, and so once you boot your mining rig off of your USB stick, you can just use your web browser to go to the Hive OS install website, and you can use, instead of using it to flash a USB stick, you can use it to flash the SSD or the M.2 drive on your mining rig. So you don't need to have a USB to M.2 or SATA or SSD or whatever adapter. You don't need to buy that. You can just use a USB stick, flash Linux Mint to it, boot off of the Linux Mint on the flash drive, and then once your mining rig is booted off Linux Mint from the flash drive, it's a full operating system, and it even has an imaging utility built right into it under disk utilities. So you can just open up the disk utilities thing and flash the or write the Hive OS image that you download. You can image that right to the M.2 or SATA hard drive that's attached to your mining rig, and you don't have to spend any money because I'm sure you have a bunch of USB sticks laying around. I hate it when people recommend to spend money on mining, because you need to be doing this as cheaply as possible, especially now that the merge has happened and mining is dead and there's no money in it. Yeah, and that's pretty much it. That's how I do it on my rigs. I actually have a USB box that you can put hard drives in that's SATA, but I like having my 4 terabyte drive in it, and I don't ever take it out and flash SSD drives with it for Hive OS. And I don't think you need to either. I think this is faster than flashing it on a drive and then installing the drive and everything. You can, if you need to reflash an SSD or M.2 drive, like specifically, I figured out how to do this because I really like those really wide motherboards that are riserless, and I use M.2 drives on them, and I don't have anything that I can use to flash an M.2 drive with, from like my main PC. So I figured out that I can just boot off of Linux Mint with a USB stick and then do the Hive OS flashing from there. So hopefully this helps you save some money and put more coins in your pocket, because every time you spend money on mining, that's money that you could have had in your pocket from mining. So happy mining.